my bad. I have not streamed in a long time, so I do not know if anybody can even hear this. So if you can, I guess let me know. Or maybe I can listen to the YouTube playback. All right.
The Free Nationals.
Okay. Also, I have not done music in a long time, so I don't know. All right. If it's too loud, let me know. Mic too low, okay. Yeah, the thing is, I was testing, and the mic sounded like it was picking up everything. So I didn't want like people to hear me, like, I don't know, like when I'm scratching my ass or digging in my nose, like that would be embarrassing. So I turned the mic down. You know, you don't want people to hear all that type of shit. So let me know if you, oh, you can't hear me. Too quiet. What about now? Can you hear any music? No, I did not gain any weight fasting at all. In fact, this summer has been amazing. My kid is 8 years old. I cannot afford to gain weight, or I won't be able to keep up with him. And if I can't keep up with him, then I'll be a deadbeat. So, plus I got to train him in basketball before I can no longer play. All right, cool. So, all right, louder zone. Wait, before I do that, can everybody else hear just as good as the Soul Provider? Is the music overpowering? If it is, I'll turn it down. Okay, a little bit more. All right, we good? Should probably be good. Fuck it. All right, turn it down. What the fuck? All right, y'all trolling. Either y'all trolling or like some of y'all got low volume and some of y'all got high. So all right, here I'm gonna compromise. I'm gonna put it in the middle. I'm put it in the middle. And then, okay, so music is not overpowering. All right, all good. All right, good, cool. We can start. All right. Yeah, I didn't go anywhere. I was just watching streams from the background, to be honest with you. I mean, it was me and some people in the back chat and shit. We just kind of watch videos and, you know, just do whatever. I mean, usually I'm just like hanging out with my kid and shit, and then I got busy with work. And no, I didn't have to go back into the office full time. Just more project busy. So that's about it. So you know how it is. Like, we got a bunch of people that have jobs, but they don't do their job, or they don't actually have a job, but they say they do, but they don't work. I mean, don't get me wrong. I was doing that shit in 2020, 2021. I was barely doing shit. In fact, I was barely doing not shit to the point where I had 2 jobs. So it's amazing. So yeah, so watching streams has been funny as hell. Like this last year, like this whole last year, the manosphere should have been on fire. Like, y'all should have never lost any content, lost any steps. You got motherfuckers slacking around here, like Toxicity and Ramil still slacking. The niggas could have been rich and famous, but they let niggas like Hafiz crash out on streams. That was old, but I mean, that's kind of like one of the last things I remember when Hafiz crashed out talking to Pearl. Y'all had a chance to get at her, by the way. Y'all had a chance to get at Pearl, by the way. I think this shit went way under the radar, right? Remember when everybody was hitting Pearl with the racism? my Africans and shit. But I told y'all that wasn't gonna phase her. It wasn't gonna phase her. That bitch is Teflon. However, there was a brief moment where y'all could have knocked that bitch off her pedestal. She went on to your boy Hotep Jesus. Though when I tell you, this nigga made her look small, little. That's a big bitch. He made her look tiny. Like he fucked her up, like completely destroyed her. And it went under the radar. Nobody gave a fuck. That was the weirdest shit I'd ever seen. Cause the whole spear was like clutching their pearls, by the way, over the shit she was saying. And then she go on to the nigga Hotep show and get destroyed. So what did the manosphere really want at that point? They just want to be bitching just to be bitching? Cause honestly, the stream might be still up. He fucking destroyed her. And it wasn't even fair. Like it was completely fucking unfair, lopsided. So I don't know what the manosphere really wanted out of that Pearl situation, but you know, you could have had it. You fucked up. You done fucked up. So like I've been seeing the space. Oh, MOT the president now. That shit funny as hell. So one of the things we was looking at in the background is just like all of the new people coming up. You got that bitch ass nigga Sauce or whatever his name is. He runs the SOS cast, or you know what? His SOS cast is aptly named because that's the stream you go to and all the bitches. Did my OBS? All right, am I back? Yeah, I froze up. See, this is what happens when you start talking about the white people. YouTube get on your ass. They'll affect your OBS. You start talking about the white boys. But anyway. So the white boy over at the SOS cast, right? He will let bitches jump you. And he'll just watch. You know, but again, to be fair, he's not like a quote unquote red pill guy. You know, he's not red pill. Oh, by the way, I saw you niggas. I see you niggas. I see you niggas running from the pill. Hold on. I just thought about this. Okay. You niggas are terrible, dog. Y'all running from the pills. Now everybody running from the red pill. Y'all better delete your fucking videos from however the fuck long ago, because you niggas are being recorded saying how red pill you are. In fact, you were using it as a brag point. You were using the red pill as an extension of your dick. Like, I'm more red pill than you, my nigga. Like, and now you niggas like, I'm not red pill like that. What does like that mean? What does red pill like that mean? You niggas is running, yo. That shit is funny. I didn't heard so, like, dog, these ride or die red niggas that was, I'm talking about using the red pill like some cool boy shit. You know how niggas be like, I got a new car, I got that motherfucking, I got a Bugatti. Niggas using the red pill like a Bugatti, or using the red pill like the new motherfucking, you know, i8. Just, but now we running, really, we running. And niggas was on my ass when I dropped the big towel. Okay. You fucking traitors. You fucking traitors. Ah. Oh, yeah, Shing Shang. We are in full fucking, yes, it's like, it's the cuckflation right now. Like, we in full cuck mode right now. I told y'all niggas this was coming, and we here now. It's too late to go back. I told you niggas to get ready for that poly. You know, you don't have to believe me. Just get ready for that poly. Nigga, go to the store, preferably with some bitch you just talking to. Fatted and tatted, doesn't matter. Get your fucking toy game up. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you read all the fetish books. Get your goddamn Karma Sutra done. go get some fucking yoga practice in, because you niggas finna be out here posing for these hoes. I don't want to look into your bedroom and shit. I'm just saying that this is what's going to happen. And you niggas gonna be on board, because you know what? You ain't got no choice. You ain't got no choice. Wanna know how I know? There's this big titty ugly bitch named Princella. I ain't gonna be too hard on her. Big titty old bitch. Because I wouldn't call her ugly. I mean, that's stupid. Calling her ugly is stupid. I mean, we can say she's ugly because we don't like her. But I'm pretty sure she was out here getting it in her day. But anyway, old bitch going fresh and fit. Bust they head. Okay? The one thing I did see was when she was on the breakdown, she pulled her titties out. Niggas got real giggly. And that's when you know niggas are finished, when they get real giggly. Once niggas start giggling, laughing at jokes a little bit too hard, your mood is a little bit happier because the titties then came out. That's how you know you lost. Because as much shit as niggas want to talk about her, she pulled them fucking feeders out and niggas was like, still going. And that's the problem. Right there. That's the problem. It don't matter if she's a lesbo. That's the problem. As soon as them fucking feeders come out, still going. That's what we have. If she pulled the titties out and you still going, then she wins. I mean, it's really that simple. She wins. And I don't really know what you do about that, because that's been the problem in the sphere for the longest time. That's the whole crux of the issue. 2 words, still going. Still going. Then it's like the confusion of still going is like, is it still going to fuck or still going relationship? Anybody understand what I'm saying? Still going to fuck or still going relationship? Because that's still a thing in the manosphere where niggas keep pretending like they don't know the difference between sex and relationships. So if it's still going to fuck, I get it. Still going, I would probably be with this bitch. You're a Phoenician. You done. You a whole new race of nigga. I mean, you might as well pack it up. And to be honest with you, ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nobody. To be honest, man, as much shit as I talk, I still don't really disparage niggas for their decisions, because the thing about it is, like, let's just say all the niggas out here that are winning, and you can put yourself in the category of a nigga that's winning. Cool, go for it. But the niggas that's winning, are those niggas that's doing their streams and shit, are they willing to back off the pussy to give you a shot? Because if not, they need to shut the fuck up. All the niggas that's winning and talking shit about everybody else and how they need to do this and do that and do this and do that, are you willing to make the world a better place, my nigga? It's like the same question I asked feminists and shit. You willing to give up some rights for the sake of mankind? No, then shut the fuck up. It's the same question I got for that shit, for the niggas that claim they care about the plight of men or whatever, but they're not willing to just back up off the competition a little bit. Then nigga, you're lying. You don't care, and that's cool. So I can't really blame niggas for when they jump out the window over a pair of old ass titties. I get it. I just wouldn't do it. They're like this, how bad the situation is. We was thinking about this. I got a tale of 2 women, right? There's a lady, we're gonna call her Harpo, and another lady, we're gonna call her Macintosh. Now, I'm making this comparison to illustrate something super important. What path do you think is more lucrative? It doesn't mean it's the easiest path. It just means it's the most lucrative path to take. Okay, so think about this, right? All right. So you got one lady. She became a boss bitch through sheer work ethic, right? As a young girl, she always wanted to be famous. She probably had her struggles growing up with the boys. Probably couldn't get the dudes that she really wanted to be with and all of that. But she went to school, got her education up. Strong black woman shit. Became a journalist. Started doing the news. Got some travel in. Got to see the world. Reported on a bunch of stuff, that goes on in human history. Parlayed that into a talk show. The talk show became super popular. Then she started focusing on relationships between men and women. The show got even more popular. She became an important figure in American history, became like the first black woman to pull off billionaire status, self-made, by the way. And it only took her whole fucking life to do it. But she did it. What didn't she do? She didn't have kids or anything like that, but that ain't everybody's path, is it? And she got to $1 billion. It took her a while. It was a big deal. Everybody made a big deal of it. And then her show got more extravagant. More extravagant. She started helping people. Her show became a charity in itself. Like, people be on there. If you happen to be one of the lucky motherfuckers sitting in one of those plushy seats, she might come on the show and just start yelling, "You get a car, you get a car." You look under your seat, and it's a pair of car keys to a Chevy Volt or some shit. That. But I'm illustrating the fact that she worked hard to become successful, okay? And she got what she wanted out of life, or, as far as we know, that's what she says. She got what she wanted out of life, and she even got a pet nigga. Winning on all fronts, right? They don't have any kids together. He does have a child, who married and all that, but, and the dude that she's with, he's a high value nigga, by the way. So there you go. He's a high value nigga. And they've been together than most of people's marriages in the United States. They've been together for longer than most of people's marriages in the United States. And they don't seem like they're ever going to break up. So you got that lady. You got the other lady. Well, I'm going to just call her Macintosh. She got married early, out of college or some shit, to an alien-looking ass nigga named Jeffrey. Jeffrey started a company where he was selling shit, and then he took that company online to sell shit because it was easier. Plus, you could just ship it out. Eventually, that company became so big that it was pulling in like damn near $1 trillion in revenue. So much money that this nigga got $200 billion in his pocket now. And after he raised his kids with Macintosh, she decided that this was a really nice ride. The kids are grown, and I feel like going to do other shit. So I'm gonna just go ahead and cash out, my guy. And she didn't go to journalism school or anything like that, but she was able to bail out of a marriage with. Now let's calculate with 40 times the amount of money that Harpo worked her entire life to acquire. Just think about that for a second. Oh no, Xing Shang, 34 plus tax. Alimony and shit. It came to roughly 40 billion. Company cash out and shit like that. I think like some stock or whatever. It was roughly 40 billion. So she cashed out with roughly 40 times the amount of money that Harpo took her entire life to get. You understand what I'm saying? Now, she was able to marry a high value man who was not as high value when she first met him. He became high value. They became high value together. And they actually raised their kids together. And their marriage lasted a very, very long time. Probably longer than most people's marriages, but about average for the US. And then if we're talking about the divorce rate itself, it's right on par, right? the divorce rate is what the same as chance or a coin flip. So there you go. Anyway, if you were a thinking person, which one of these routes to money is the most, I would say, optimal? Oprah doesn't have anyone to leave her shit to. Macintosh does. Oh, in both cases, the women kind of are winning, right? So you got Oprah or Harpo, who has a pet nigga, and then you got Mackenzie, who kind of like got with a teacher or some shit. But that's not the point. So let's talk about like some I guess revenge shit, right? So the guy was cheating. So Jeffrey ended up getting with a chick that he was super attracted to, but it didn't cost him money. It didn't cost him a lot of money. He has money. The money is not a problem. It's not an object. Let's not even focus on the money. Let's focus on the other shit. So Jeffrey gets with a super hot single mother with an ex-husband who still kind of hangs around. Just kind of hangs around. In fact, it's like photos of these niggas together on vacation. And ex-hubby's kind of sitting on the edge of the boat with his tits out. And Jeffrey and his wife is kind of standing off to the side, observing the ex-husband with his tits out on the boat. If I were to ask a chick what type of situation that would be, she probably give me just run down some scenarios of what happens when the cameras are off inside the boat. By the way, it's Jeffrey's boat. So, quick question to everybody in the chat. If you got with a super hot single mother with a Giga Chad ex-husband and you had a giant boat, I'm talking about the type of boat where you can have a party with like 50 people. And would you invite the ex-husband to kind of sit on the bow of the boat with his tits out? I just want to see how many people would agree to that. Yes, Shaka, that is definitely a cuck boat. Silent Lamont can afford a boat. So Silent, would you get with a super hot Lebanese single mother with a Giga Chad ex-boyfriend or husband and invite him onto your boat and let him sit on the bow of your boat with his tits out? That's the Silent. Because he's the only nigga I know right now that can afford a boat. Maybe Goshen. And Ike. Yeah, and Ike. MOT can afford a boat, but I don't think he can swim. All right, so I'm gonna just guess the answer is no. You're not gonna do that. All right, fuck it. So again, what is the most optimal path to success? You got a woman who worked their entire life to acquire $1 billion, and it took her even more years to acquire the rest, up to like 4 or 5. However, it did come with some perks. It afforded her to be, cool with the president. She influenced 2 elections. That's a lot of power that she amassed. But I would argue $45 billion, well, $40 billion is a lot more power. I mean, in terms of money, yeah, you could say it's just money, but when we talking billions of dollars, in the right hands, not only is it just money, but it's the type of power that can change the world. Now, in the hands of a woman, it's shoe money. It's you're gonna go to Von Maur and burn the store down. You're gonna go to Tiffany's and get some trinkets. That's what $40 billion is in the hands of chicks. It's stuff. So like I think y'all heard me talk about this shit before when I used to do streams and shit. I was raised around hoes, like whores, WHORES, whores. I was raised around whores, like since I was a kid. Me and my two brothers. I had three uncles. Well, a couple of them weren't even related, but they were my uncles. I mean, they're related by blood, but not directly to my mom. My dad's side. One of them, people probably know these niggas. One of them was named Too Tough Tony. He was in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. He had a limo service, and his limo service was basically a front for the hoes. Like you get picked up and dropped off, get some head in the back, take your ass home. That type of shit. My other uncle, his name was Sonny Page, old light skinned pimp. My third uncle, he was the baby. His name was Rip. Unfortunately, he died. But so I grew up around hoes, and I know what hoes do with money. Now, the only difference between a hoe and a regular chick is the fact that nothing. Okay, no, I'm fucking around. I'm kidding. I'm gonna piss everybody off. So the difference between a hoe and a regular woman is the fact that a hoe is money. A regular woman can be a hoe, but not in the same sense. So fucking women in general spend their money like hoes. They just buy stuff. So $40 billion. All right, let me ask you a question. Let me, fuck the tangent. What has Macintosh done with the $40 billion since acquiring it post-divorce? Ready, set, go. I think the latency is good, so I'm gonna go 30 seconds because it's pretty latent. Pretty much, give it away. Spend it. It's called spending. Spending. No, not philanthropy. Spending. No, they don't donate to charity. They donate their give-a-fucks to charity. Because they don't give a fuck. Yeah, you spend it. Niggas spend money too. $40 billion. What power moves have been made with that? Now, I can probably guess some power moves that was made with that money. I can almost guarantee you that the Southern Poverty Law Center got some of that money. I can almost guarantee you that some feminist organization got some of that money. Lots of it. I can guarantee you that. And I don't even know. I have no fucking idea where any of that money's going, but I can guarantee you a lot of that money has went to feminist organizations to keep that motherfucking high heel on your neck. Guaranteed. I guarantee you some of that philanthropy was bitch lit legislation. Guaranteed. Now we can say that that's power, sure, and it is, to be honest, but it's not the same type of power as where you're trying to amass some type of control or exercise some type of control, in the way of like establishing a foothold in the world. You're just a cog in the machine where you use that 40 billion to keep things as sweet as they are right now. So there you go. Anyway, so I made that comparison to illustrate the fact that, yeah, you can work your whole life as a woman and try and get this and try and get that and try to become special, try to become great. But at the end of the day, the easiest path to success is through some nigga wallet. And to be honest, man, as long as niggas keep doing it, I don't really see a problem with it. I don't see nothing wrong with it because niggas like it. It's just like, it's really that simple. Niggas like it. But and that's not to say like I'm friendly to. I fucking hate feminism as a systematic fucking civilization destroyer. But outside of that, the decisions that are being made are literally biological, and everybody knows it, which is part of the reason why this space exists and why everybody is here trying to not acknowledge the problem and at the same time not accept any solutions. It's just, that's literally been the modus operandi of the space for, I don't know, what, the last 15 years? Fucking crazy, right? A lot of y'all got here in 2015. Time passed, don't it? Shit, a lot of y'all got here in fucking 2020. Time passed, don't it? We almost coming up on another election. You niggas still ready to vote racism again? Good luck. So I want to talk about some other shit in regards to like a lot of the rhetoric here, right? Like some of the people I know, I like and respect even. Like I like Mr. Fantastic. Cool dude. Talked to him a few times, a bunch of times. I don't know him outside of the space. I don't know him in real life or anything like that. But I mean, as far as I know, he's a good dude. And I know y'all saw me hop on a couple of panels and shit, and you know, it seemed like I was shitting a nigga cereal or whatever. But that wasn't the intention. I wasn't trying to piss people off on purpose or whatever. And I would, like when I hopped on Bernard shit, I wasn't trying to shit on a parade, but niggas was in their feelings like immediately, you know. But that's part of what I was saying before, where nobody wants to acknowledge the problem or accept any solutions on the table. You know, no one is even trying to take pussy off the table at this point. When a solution was offered with all the pussy on the table, you know what niggas did? They pulled the cool boy card. Everybody pulled the cool boy card. Don't do it. Them bitches got dirty feet. The bitch next door to you got dirty feet. You know how many bitches I done seen downtown walking barefoot after bar close? That don't count? You know how many bitches cribs I done been over and laundry every motherfucking wear, and the house look like, you know, bitch just don't know how to clean. That don't count? You know how many bitches' houses I went to that still make bologna sandwiches? That don't count? That don't count. But we talking about foreign hole problems. Okay, cool. And we talking about, you know, niggas getting their bread up, right? So taking a flight don't really cost that much, right? Also, if you do got your, I don't know, man, the rhetoric is like crazy backward, where you telling niggas to get rich or die trying, but if you do get rich or die trying, don't do anything that I don't think is cool. That's fucking crazy. You might not think jet skiing in the Maldives is cool, but I do. I don't know. You might not think collecting, I don't know, old engines is cool, but I do. It's like it's this crazy shit where niggas will tell you to do the very thing that enables you to do the things they don't want you to do. Nobody finds that weird. It's like this extreme rhetoric to the degree where it's not even feasible in terms of like power. You basically hamstringing yourself. You know, the solutions that can be done are not feasible because in spite of niggas saying they want stuff fixed, they're pretty satisfied with how things are. So it's the level of willpower that's at fault. You know, and we can talk about biology, but the men seem to be the only sex in the species that are completely ruled by biology. Like we talk about how men overcame biology to build society. Did we? Or did we build society because of our biology? You know, what do we call it? The path of least resistance? Maybe building society was the path of least resistance to pussy. Otherwise, you're going to have to fight niggas every day, all the time. Because that was the world. You understand that, right? Like one of the things we was talking about in back chat was the fact that like you can be ruled by your biology, but when it comes to things like wanting stuff out of life, you can actually be with your biology and rise above it at the same time. You can do both. You can actually do both. And the problem is, whenever we start talking about like men and women and shit, it's like we keep giving passes to men as far as the biological part and not to women. I would argue that women have rose above their biology, because every time we see chicks break up with a guy and leave or exit a situation, are they emotional? Does anyone notice the emotion? Anybody? Again, I got a lot of latency, so I'll sit on that for 10 seconds. Anybody sees the emotion when they leave a relationship? Or do they become hyper fucking logical? Hyper focused? You know, or when it comes to like negotiating the terms of a relationship, even like who's the more who's the better negotiator? Who gets what they want usually? Who gets what they want usually? If we really want to talk about biology and rising above it and shit, you know, our problem is our inability to overcome base level sex desire. And if that's the case, then I almost feel like we deserve to lose. I mean, niggas be talking about I'm a nihilist, defeatist, and all the other negative adjectives they can throw at a nigga, but I mean, if that's the case, then motherfuckers really ain't listening to me for real. You just want to get triggered after I say something, after I say a sentence or two and then cry about it. You know, but you crying about the description of the problem. When I describe a solution, niggas don't even hear it. Then they run to the comment sections, or they run to other panas and back chats and shit to bitch about some shit I said, and at the same time lie about what I said, because they have to, they need to, and that's sad. Because if you need to cope that fucking hard, why you even complaining? Then you the nihilist, nigga. Give up. Give up. Go sit up under that tatted and fatted bitch and smell the folds, nigga. Motherfucking, you know, watch her kids, nigga. When her other boyfriend call, pick up the phone and play receptionist, nigga. If I'm the fucking nihilist, that mean you quit. Quitter. You fucking quitter. And again, that's cool. If you want to quit, quit. But don't try to say I'm a fucking nihilist or defeatist, because I'm the motherfucker saying do the other things. When niggas in the metasphere say get your money up, I get it. It's a general ass statement. You want to know why you get your money up? Because you will be happier being able to go do some other shit. And if push comes, if you really get pushed into a corner, if you get pushed to the brink of where there's nothing left, you don't even have to go to nihilism. You can go buy a bitch. You wanna know why? Because that's what all your fucking celebrities do. All the people you look up to, that's what they do. And them the niggas you wanna be like. That's why you get your money up. Because if push come to shove, you can go all the monkey dancing you doing without the money. That shit ain't gonna work. Nigga, get your comedian type 5 together and see how long that's gonna last before she get used to your fucking jokes. Do that. And then when bitches out the door and you broke, you know what I'm saying? Trying to run to the club with some other hard leg ass niggas who competing with you, by the way. Yeah, let's see how that work out. Meanwhile, if you get your bread up and the same thing happens, because nobody's saying it won't when you got money, because it will, the same thing happens, you got a way better monkey dance. You know what you can do? You can be pissed off, walk up to the next bitch and just say, I have a helicopter. You don't have to care. You ain't even gotta say, here's money for pussy. No, you could do a hard ass monkey dance. You could do the Andrew Tate monkey dance. You could pull up in a Bugatti and say, get in. What else are you doing with your life? You can literally say them exact words. You pull up on a bitch in a Bugatti and say, get in. What else are you doing with your life? Matter of fact, do it in front of a crowd. Because if she don't get in, another bitch gonna hear what you said and you know what? I'm not doing anything else with my life. Let me go ahead and hop in this shit. Kaboom. Pussy. That's why you get your money up. I get it. People say really vague shit, and they do it in a vague way because being detailed about it, you know what it makes you look like? A trick. Because the definition of trick is so fucking expanded to the point where I have a new definition. If you're not pulling bitches with your face, you are a trick. If you can't walk up to a bitch and say hi, you're a trick. That's my definition. Since we like to change it and expand it and make it different and better and cool for me but not for you. Yeah, nigga, I'll pull the cool boy card. If you can't pull a bitch with your face, you're a trick. Period. With 2 T's. So that's where I'm at with that shit. It's like, at some point, the problem has to be acknowledged. Nigga, we losing hard. Bitches got the ball. And they dribbling past niggas, crossing them over, looking at them after they cross, laying up on them with their hand behind their head. Nigga, you getting dunked on. We're fucking scoring touchdown, dodging your whole squad. Bitches on special teams intercepting niggas and then running it back. Like, you're getting destroyed out here, man. It's crazy. So I got a real question. What is a monster? Like, what does a monster look like? You grew up believing what monsters look like. What do monsters look like? And then, if you have an idea in your head about what a monster looks like, why do you believe that? Why do you think the things that you believe about monsters? Were you born with this knowledge or were you taught it? Who told you what a monster looks like? When was the first time you had a nightmare about a monster? What did it do? Nobody? So, anyway, the representation of monsters is always negative, right? Just a big, burly, fangy, clawy, angry ass, hairy, dusty, ugly, discolored, malformed, shit brick, manipulative, devilish in nature, spiteful, evil, all of fucking negative adjectives, right? That's a monster. You're taught to believe that that's what a monster is, right? All those attributes seem to run parallel to that visual representation, where you associate that with what a monster looks like: giant teeth, fur, fangs, evil eyes, all that shit. Now, what if a monster is in the body of the most beautiful bitch you've ever seen in your life? What if a monster looked like prime Vanessa Williams? What if a monster looked like Beyonce? What if a monster looked like your mama or your sister or your daughter? What if the monsters that give you nightmares are the same monsters that destroy the dreams and aspirations of the men that they fuck with? And they don't come in the form of Thanos. You get me? It's like it's like how when we, like in the space, we use comic books and heroes and shit as an example of things, right? You know, most people have Star Wars or Superman or some shit on their whatever. So a comic book example of this would be like giving the villain what he wants, right? What it wants, like, which is all the power. You give them so much power. Well, classically how you beat monsters. So you give the villain what they want. This is one of those tricks that they use where the monster wants all the power. So you give them so much power that they can't control it or contain it, and they end up destroying themselves. That's typically how the solution works. There's a hidden message behind that. Male media and stuff like that, right? So you give them what they want. You give them all of what they want because you let it destroy. You let them get as much as they want so they can kill themselves. That's what I was preaching when I was actually on YouTube. I was preaching that you give them what they want. Recently, the Equal Rights Amendment was shot down. Stupid. That's stupid. You give them equal rights. You don't do this fake masculinity shit where you go, well, they're weaker than us. We can't let them have all of it because then it'll be unfair. I mean, women can't beat us. They're beating you right now. They have a biological advantage on you that's so fucking, it's so fucking lopsided. I mean, it's literally just like a comic book where you will be up against an enemy with so much fucking power that everybody got to team up and still get their ass whooped. That's what you up against. But then what's the solution? Oh, he wants all the power. Here, feed this nigga enough energy so he blows up. That's what you're supposed to do because you can't win the other way. There's no other way for you to win. So when I was preaching that shit, you give them all the power because then what happens when equal rights happens? They can't compete with you on some job shit. They can't. They can't compete with you on some job shit. They can't compete with you under level playing field. You know who companies are gonna hire if equal rights were a thing? Who are the people that are gonna work 80 fucking hours a week and take no vacations for 2 years? Which sex is gonna do that? Which sex does that? Which sex actually goes to work and likes being there? Which sex goes to work and can get cool with their boss without pulling his titties out? I mean, unless your name is Twan or some shit. I'm just saying. Which sex can go to work, get cool with all the higher ups, and not have to pull their titties out? Like, you can go out and have a drink, get drunk, and neither one of y'all gonna end up butt ass naked in a hotel situation. Which sex can do that with the people that are more powerful than them at the job, and not have this thing called abuse of power be a thing? You see what I'm getting at? So what would a company do in a situation where they don't have to deal with a bunch of fucked up litigation for the rest of the company's history? You know, it's real easy, but we do this thing where we don't want to really solve anything. So we kind of we let the monsters win. We keep letting the monsters win. So and that's why I don't know, man. So like I left YouTube alone for the most part because I think if I'd have stayed here, we talk about this in the back chat all the time. If I would have stayed here, I would have just had the whole manosphere as an enemy. I'd have had the whole sphere on my ass. Because I really don't agree with, I don't agree with like 90% of the shit being said here. I watch streams and niggas get real close to, and then they just back off because pussy options. And I get it. If you showed your face, you can't go that far. You cannot jump out the window, because the worst thing in the world is being famous for talking this shit. It don't matter if you a good looking person. Bitches ain't gonna fuck with you anyway. You know what they gonna do? That's that nigga from YouTube. He be saying this about women. You don't get no pussy. Hookers won't fuck with you, nigga. You done. You might as well go to fucking Sam's Club or wherever the fuck they sell lotion in bulk. Because that's your life at that point. You done out here. So I get it. I understand why when niggas show their face, it's rapsies. They done out here. I mean, ain't nothing else to be said. But again, when people do show their face, that's when I don't trust them niggas no more. I don't trust nobody. Can't. because like I said, once you show your face, you notice that people's rhetoric gets real fucking convoluted, right? You ever notice that? You ever notice how when niggas go public, they don't really be as consistent as they used to be. They get a little bit more forgiving, a little bit more level-headed, right? A little bit less extreme, if we want to keep using these goofy ass words, you know. Everybody get nicer, you know. Niggas get nicer, and again, I understand it. You know, that fucking rhetoric takes a nosedive. Niggas start getting real bitch friendly. And people even go so far as to start defending the cuckery. We got a former / current pimp who couldn't even call his let's just face it, his employer. He couldn't even call his employer out on some cuck shit. Your boy Sharp. My man. My man went out. And the crazy part is, right, you will hear, you know, let me back up a bit. Because I want to contrast this real quick. So, you know, like, black people have their stereotypes, white people have their stereotypes, right? Niggas are what? The sexual kings, right? We the fucking sexual dynamos, mandingos. You know, we walk in the room and bitches' eyes go from, you know, head level down to dick level. Everybody starts staring at waists and shit. You know, if there was an eye tracker, you know, what would the stats look like on the eye tracker in the room when a nigga walk in, especially if he tall? Where do you think bitches' eyes go to? You know, it's like a whole big titties. You look at it, she's like, eyes up, buddy. My eyes are up here. Same thing for niggas. Niggas walk in the room. You could be 5'7", 5'9", don't matter. As soon as a bitch see a nigga walk into a room. Oh, by the way, like I always say, you don't have to believe me. Go walk into a room full of white bitches yourself or at your gym and make eye contact with a bitch. She gonna look directly at your dick every single time. Every single time. Every single time. And again, don't let you have a little bit of size on you. All these tall niggas know what's up. You walk into a room and bitches will do a real quick, what does this nigga dick look like? A dick print check. Every time. So that's the nigga stereotype. What's the white boy stereotype? What was the most searched pornography category? It still is, like, not the most searched, but one of the most searched porn categories is interracial cuck porn. You know, aside from BBWs and shit. Now, typing BBW into a search bar all by itself is hilarious. You know, but that's another stream. IR cuckold. So, white people stereotype. They'll let anybody fuck their wife. Now, then the thing is, we try to do this thing where, white boys try to do this thing where they try to act like it is a form of exercising power, as if, oh, this doesn't mean anything to me. You're just her toy. You're a they try to put like, oh, you're just a toy for my wife and this and that, blah blah blah. Whatever the fuck you want to say, my guy. Because then I start asking, why did you get married? You have to ask 5-year-old questions to get to the bottom of things. You really do. Whenever something is seemingly confusing, you ask questions like a 5-year-old, and you say, why did you get married? You have to ask these questions because a lot of times people will say, well, what was the excuse we heard a couple years ago, or maybe like a year and a half ago? She helps me with my business. Remember that excuse? And this from a black dude. You understand what I'm saying? Like, she helps me with my business. Okay, let's do some quick math. She helps me with my business equals other niggas' dicks. That's a cool equation, right? She helps me with my business equals other niggas' dicks plus I love her enough to get married. You can write that down if you want to. You get what I'm saying? Like, if you ask questions like a 5-year-old, you get to the bottom of things. You married someone. Also, I challenge everybody to look up the legal definition of marriage. I dare you. I dare you to look up the legal United States definition of marriage. I dare you. Talking in the statutes and legally, in legalese. I don't give a fuck if you got to call LegalZoom and have a lawyer read it to you. Look up the legal definition of marriage and then ask, why did you get married? To a nigga that's letting his wife get plowed the fuck down. That's all you gotta do. So white people have their stereotypes, and that's one of them. Cucks. Black people have another stereotype. We let these white boys come through with the IQ argument again. Your boy Nick Funties. And that I'll address that right now. So that IQ shit, it has to die. The problem with the IQ argument is the people that say that shit, the majority white people that say that shit, and even some Uncle Ruckus ass niggas, it's too hard to debunk it. And the reason why it's too hard to debunk it is because they have on their side really quick statistics. This race scores this high on these tests. So they get to say that shit and get away with it because it's too hard to debunk it. Because to debunk it, you'd actually have to learn some genetic science. Or not even learn some, or just read up on it. You don't even have to know it. You just have to read up on what is true and what is not true. One of the first things you'll find out is the fact that there are no genetic markers for intelligence. Like a genetic marker that definitely says you will be intelligent. There's a combination of genetic factors, mostly from brain health. If you take two people in the prime of their life and they have a baby, that baby's gonna have a healthy enough brain for faster synaptic response and all the rest of it, blah, 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 blah. Sure, you might have a smarter kid. This is why, if anybody's ever seen the movie Little Man Tate or read the book based on a true story, where you have two dumbass parents that can make a genius or an intelligent kid. It has nothing to do with the parents' intelligence, but these were two young ass people that had a kid in their 20s and shit, and they had a smart baby. Duh. That's how evolution works. We've overcomplicated it now because we got a bunch of, ever since economics became the reason why you're alpha, we have a bunch of people who are economically capitalized but not physically capitalized, so they get to mate with some of the best hoes in the world, and then they end up having babies with shitty genetics. That's just the way it is. If I want to word it in a very direct and harsh way, sure, that's what's happening. It has nothing to do with intelligence being hereditary. Also, there are no genetic markers for race. Boom. And that by itself is the problem. The second you say that, you take people's identity away. And you can't take people's identity away, even if it's true. Because if you are born with black skin, which is a phenotype, not an indicator of race, you get treated a certain way. Race is a social construct. By the way, I've said this before a couple years ago. ChatGPT exists now. All you niggas got to do is go ask ChatGPT. ChatGPT will spit out the exact same thing I'm saying. Also, because I said it before ChatGPT, I did not go copy ChatGPT. So it will be like it will be acknowledgement that I'm telling the truth. And that I didn't just make this shit up. But again, ChatGPT exists. It's a great tool. And again, I've said this shit years ago. You can even go ask ChatGPT what I said about quantum mathematics, and it'll tell you the exact same thing I said about that a few years ago. And I did that stream before it existed, so there you go. So again, the IQ thing is easy for these people to get away with it because again, they have these quick stats and you can debunk it. It's easy to debunk it. It's very easy. You just tell them simply that there are no genetic markers for race or intelligence, therefore you're fucking wrong. Conversation's over. It's a group thing. You can have a group of people. So yeah, us as a group. I mean, if that theory held true, there would be no intelligent black people post-slavery. You do understand that, right? Anybody. If that theory about IQ and inheritability of it were true, there would be no intelligent black people post-slavery in the United States. So it's a very frustrating point that these people keep making, and it's probably one of the hardest things to talk about. And I understand why niggas get triggered. I get it. It is triggering, but it's triggering, and it would be particularly triggering if you don't know the science, but you know it's not true. You know it's not true, but you don't know the science, and that would be entirely frustrating because they just get to say shit. They just get to say it and get away with it. And nobody can challenge it because challenging it takes too long. Challenging it requires an explanation that the person who even making the claim don't even understand because them niggas don't know shit. They just saying shit. That's the problem. They get to say it and you don't get to refute it. And that's fucking frustrating. So, I mean, if I had fuck you money, I probably would argue the nigga. But unfortunately, no. But fuck him anyway. I don't know, that's one of the most frustrating things about the racism aspect of the social problem, where yeah, okay, see, this is what I'm talking about. So SKC just posted, there was a thing called the Human Genome Experiment completed back exactly. So again, there are no genetic markers for race. That's first of all. That's number one. But again, that removes your identity as a black person. So conversation is done right away. And that's the problem. That is the major problem, where the second you say that, there's nothing you can do. So anyway, moving on. I talk about so that leads me to Pearl. Like, so that's when all that racism shit happened, when they was having that white people conversation that they were having, right? White people getting comfortable on the stream, start saying shit, then one of them, or both put their foot in their mouth. One of them expected to, the other one wasn't expected to, because why was she not expected to? I have no idea. I mean, I'll repeat, I do not believe any woman is on your side so long as she has an incentive not to be on your side. There are no there are no naywalls. Just putting that out there. I mean, even married people will tell you that you're taking a risk. They don't deny it, but there are no naywalls. It's like they don't have an incentive to be a naywall, like at all. I will not believe a woman is on my team again. Like I said, until I see some pro-male legislation coming from the female side. Legislation, laws. I don't give a fuck how much you talk. If I don't see that, I don't believe you. That's where everybody should be with that. You shouldn't expect anybody to just willingly hand over all of the power that they have. So unless you see that, you can be friends with women. There's nothing wrong with that, but you know, hold yourself together. Keep your perspective in check. I mean, that's pretty much all you have. Just keep your perspective in check, where you understand that women have no incentive to help you at all. But one of the worst things I've seen, it's not even from the chick side, it's from the male side, where low key the game niggas won. I don't know if anybody been paying attention. Low key the game niggas won. So y'all remember the game wars. But the new thing instead of selling you hope and confidence, they've moved the football down the field. Now the game niggas understand that selling you hope and confidence isn't going to do the job. So they went straight to the heart of the matter. They took a page out of the bitches book, because game niggas are bitch adjacent. They're bitch adjacent. They talk like bitches. Seriously, they lower their voice and become real nice and flowery with the language. They get real cozy, you know, and they start, you know, politicking hard as fuck. They talk just like bitches. So of course they be bitch adjacent. But one of the things is they understand that women don't fuck around when it comes to men. They go straight to shame. Straight to shame. And the thing about shame is shame still works on men. You know, newsflash, it don't work on bitches, but it still work on men. You know, because on the women's side, we have these things called slut walks. If that's not shame free, I don't know what to tell you. You know, if a slut walk ain't shame free, nigga, you helpless. So shame still works on men. Men still have a thing called pride. You know, we still holding on to that. So the game niggas, they let go of that whole try and sell you confidence or try and sell you hope. They went straight to the shame. They start telling you, you ain't shit. Hit the gym, nigga. Get this, get that. Do this, do that. You a bitch. Fuck you. You ain't gonna make it. Look at your fat ass. You know, just going off on you. Just shaming you to death. They basically talk to you the same way a bitch will talk to you. Literally. And I mean literally. Like how a bitch will nuclear reject you. You ever see that video of Tate getting nuclear rejected on TV? And that's his origin story that turned him into him? That's what he's doing to men now. The same way he got rejected a long ass time ago on Big Brother, that's the same thing he does to men to get them to buy that fucking Hustlers University or Swindle University. Which is another thing where it's like when dudes say they care about men, but at the same time I'm going to exploit this nigga's ego and hope to make a profit off of him. But I care about what you know, the plight of men and the state of the world and the society I live in and all this other shit. You're a fucking liar. That's why nobody gives a fuck. That's why the authorities really can go after him like that, because everybody think he's gonna be a martyr, but that's not the case. Niggas gonna forget about him in 2 years. Easily. And the problem, so what I'm describing is a problem with like audiences. You know, the reason why this can happen is because even the stupidest nigga in your audience understands when you are being disingenuous or inconsistent. The dumbest nigga. This nigga can have a 2-digit IQ and he will still see that. He's still gonna see that. So the reason why audiences are so flighty and disloyal is because they see you niggas as inconsistent, and then you become just entertainment. Because your message is inconsistent. You say one thing and then you say another. That's the problem. So this is why low-key the game niggas won, because they just moved on to a new strategy, and that strategy worked. The prime example, Andrew Tate was the king of the game niggas. He even was low-key pimping. Nah, the charges that's being levied against him is bullshit. Complete bullshit. Hoes know what they doing. Hoes always know what they doing. They always know what they doing. Always. So, again, the charges being levied at the man is just complete bullshit. But, you know, it's just one of those things where we didn't jump the shark. We jumped the shark. And then regarding Andrew and Waller and all them other goofy ass niggas, it's just like they all do streams together trying to clout off of each other and reach a larger audience to be, you know, to bring women back to the forefront of the conversation. I mean, that's already a thing, but what they want to do is squash the pushback completely. The only thing in their way is the fakest bitch in the space, which is Pearl. And that's some crazy shit to say. Like, did you hear what I just said? The fakest bitch in the space. I think she is. I don't think she believes any of this shit. But she's the only thing in their way. And that's a woman. The most pro-male voice in the space is a chick. Because even the heroes in the space are bitch apologists. When it comes to chick, you'll hear them niggas go, hold on a second, buddy. I mean, men, you know, you can't, you know, because women, they just start making a bunch of excuses. All the men are doing this whole shame the men, forgive the women. That's what's happening right now. And again, the only one in the way is her. And it's crazy because she's not going to be doing this shit in a few years. And nobody, and the crazy part is it seems like an elaborate plan. This how far I done went into conspiracy land where I don't trust no fucking body, because it seems like it's all part of a plan. When she leave, that's empty space. The only people that's going to fill that up is a bunch of fake ass niggas. Because she has no, like in live discussions, if the conversation moves off of relationships or is something adjacent to relationships, like the actual systematic social issues, she can't speak to that. She don't study this type of shit. She only studies dick pussy relationships and repeats the stats that have been in the manosphere for like the last decade. So she studied up on the talking points and very good at it. She's the best parrot in the manosphere. But outside of that, no. She's a very good parrot. It's just like all them niggas that used to repeat everything BGS used to say. And they go to another panel trying to get their shit off, and they'll start saying some shit that he said, and then once something is related to what they're saying, they don't have any extra information to back up what they're saying. They just repeating what BGS said, and then they fall short, and then they go get him to get involved in their shit. It's weird. But the secret to her success is the fact that she agrees with men completely without any pushback. And that is like the most attractive thing you can do as a woman for a man, where you just agree completely. No pushback at all. When bitches start running their mouth, she interrupt them. Or she'll let them get their shit off, but they'll interrupt her. And she'll basically be like, no, you're not finna get this goofy shit off because I know what you're doing because I have titties too. And bitches hate that. The crazy part is, as fucked up as it is, this shit is necessary right now because there are no other dudes in the space that can do it, because if a dude tried to do it, they're gonna get tated. That's the problem. If a dude try to do it, they're gonna get tated. And then all of the purple pill channels that's blowing up, like look at the whatever podcast, that white boy over there. Like he doing numbers. He got a crazy ass nigga over there that's a Christian conspiracy theorist, a bunch of weirdo ass guests, and bobblehead bitches. And he even himself, he not really read up on a lot of the stuff that he talks about. And that's really the problem. Like we got Destiny running around a space speaking at fucking 2x speed, you know, bringing up statistical tables that are completely fucking erroneous, and nobody can challenge him on it because they don't study the same shit. This nigga Googling mid conversation. It's that type of thing that's happening around the space. Nobody can challenge these fake ass people because nobody's approaching this shit academically. It's like I forgot whose stream I was on where that was the first thing I was talking about, where we need to be more academic about how we approach these conversations, because it's getting to a point where all of the detractors are looking for ways to debunk you because what you're saying is true. So they can't do a regular lie and pull it from their ass. They actually have to go get some type of statement that'll refute what you're saying, but it's half-assed. I mean, for example, let's look at infant mortality. It's like, well, black women have a higher rate of infant mortality. Why is that? Is that racism? Like, I mean, because the outside conversation is that it's racism that's causing that infant mortality. They don't get treated the same way as white women, you know, during childbirth and shit. But that's not true. They all have access to the exact same hospitals. The issue is not racism. It's the fact that black women are fat. And fat contributes to infant mortality. That's why. So that is the problem. And without the extra information, people will get on stream and try to argue with this person, and he has these stats, and he says, well, these stats came from the place of the blah 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 official blah blah blah, and niggas is sitting there like, yeah, but that ain't right. That ain't all the way right, because I know that ain't right. Because,
well, how do you know? You don't have anything to back it up. You don't have any proof. I have the stats right here. It's in my hand. Look, let me read it. It's from the Institute of blah 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 blah. Dick, hold my hand. Like, that's what they do, and you can't refute it because you have no fucking evidence, or you don't know why that statistical table exists, because you're only using one statistical table. That's the issue. You know. And then all these niggas, they don't even care about they don't even give a fuck about each other. They go at each other's heads and they think this shit, they think this shit cool. They just doing it for clout. You know? And then the crazy part is when I look at all these cuck relationships, it's like, so again, I'll ask the question, why did you get married? Like, so why'd you get married? And people keep trying to blow off. Yo, y'all gotta understand, dude, they trying to normalize this shit. And to be honest with you, I don't even think married niggas is going for this. Like regular ass married niggas. That's why I say, like, fetishize and kink relationships are becoming like the thing as if it is what sustains a society. That shit don't sustain a society. And we all know how this ends. We all know how this ends. You might not live to see it. Good on you. You might not live to see it. That's the thing, right? So all of the people involved in the conversation right now, they'll die before this shit becomes normal. You get me? They're not gonna be alive, so they don't give a fuck. They don't care. They're not even gonna be here to deal with the consequences. They don't give a fuck. You have to understand that. So yeah, they on board with all these cuck relationships. They love this shit because they ain't gonna gotta deal with the aftermath. For them, here's the thing, I'm getting pussy. And if I marry a bitch, then she validates my ability to get a bitch. It doesn't matter if somebody else is fucking her too. But societally speaking, I'm normal because I have a woman. I ain't going, we'll never go. Nigga, I'd rather be alone. Fuck you. No fucking way. You know? So anyway, it's like everybody is right about the problem. Everybody is. Like people come into the space and they'll say, this thing happened during my relationship, or this thing happened that ended my relationship, but it was out of my control. Is this normal? And then the manosphere goes, yes, nigga, yeah, that's normal. Duh. And then people go, oh shit, okay, so I'm not crazy. No, you're not crazy. Okay, cool. And then you go, yeah, so that happened to you. That's fucked up, right? Yeah, you still going? Still going, nigga. and that's the problem. That's the problem. I think at this point, you gotta make a decision, live with the consequences. If the consequences are L, just acknowledge the L. Fuck it. If you want to take the same L again, then for you maybe it's not an L. Fuck it. If you want to hop into the poly, into the extra, into the fucking more, the more relationship, then again, that's probably not an L for you. And to be honest, man, that's okay. Fuck it. If women have enough power to maintain a bunch of niggas in one house, good on them. I don't know how it's gonna be long term, but good on them. Maybe that'll solve the problem with the sexlessness. Maybe that's the key to getting this fucking virginity rate down for dudes. Who knows, man? I don't know. Shit fucked up. But I think one more thing I want to touch on is unrelated, kind of unrelated. We was talking about Manosphere 1.0 and how effective it was, or is, or whatever, right? Because I heard niggas arguing about that Manosphere 1.0 shit. So, number one, when niggas is talking about Manosphere 1.0, they are talking about the Black Manosphere 1.0. They're not talking about the Manosphere in general. They're talking about when niggas packed their bags up and went into the corner. Not talking about the Manosphere in general. They're gonna lie and say they are, but they're not. They're not. The Black Manosphere, as far as 1.0 is concerned, is completely ineffective. You want to know why? Because Black Manosphere 1.0 led to what we have right now. That's why it was ineffective. If them niggas was really on top of their shit, they would have been able to hold their own in conversations in the general manosphere. For example, when white people start trying to get their racism off. Now, to the defense of black people, I mean, the ball ain't gonna move unless white people just get off their racism. They gonna have to do that. They gonna have to make the first move because they the ones that got the power, to be honest with you. So if they don't make the first move, fuck it. Then I guess we just gonna be here forever. So fuck it. But as far as like effectiveness, the Black Manosphere 1.0 niggas, the reason why they were so ineffective is because those were all the magic niggas. That's why. All the fucking crescent moon motherfuckers. The mathematical divinity niggas. The peace god niggas. Them. That's why it was ineffective. The second you bring magic into a situation like this, you lose. Magic can't help you. Praying can't help you. Believing the number 7 can give you special powers ain't gonna fucking help you. Nigga, can you fly? That's the problem. That's why Manosphere 1.0 was so ineffective. Yeah, entitled horoscope niggas. All these I believe motherfuckers. That's why it was ineffective. And then that opened the door for all of these game niggas, because them the same people. pro blizzies and shit. All these motherfuckers that believe this bullshit. And then they came through, because all it is game. It's all game. You know, them niggas come in, polite them. That's the problem. Everybody came in with the magic. And again, Black Manosphere 1.0. Okay? I know they're gonna try to make it seem like we were all together. Yeah, we were. And then niggas broke off, went into the corner so they could talk about hoes. But the major problem with that is, again, all the magic niggas was over there. The Koofy niggas, the fucking African colored niggas, the bone jewelry ass niggas. You know? The talk to a seashell hoping to get an answer back ass motherfuckers. You cannot get to solutions based on magic. You can't do it. It's not gonna fucking happen. Now, I would argue that hope can instill some type of motivation for you to get to an actual solution, but hope is different from magic. You know, you can turn hope into something tangible. Giving somebody hope means that they might just be scared to do something that they can do, and they just don't believe they can. That's what hope can enable you to do, but not fucking magic? No. The number 13 is not a dimension to another realm where the devil gives you everything you want. If I was a Satanist and the best Satan could do for me was an ugly fat bitch, I'm gonna quit Satan. Dead ass. Let me repeat that. If I was the nigga that believed in the devil, and the best that nigga could do for me, him being the god of fucking getting your shit, you know, all the material, all the things that's wrong with the world that everybody wants. This dude is the god of all that. If I can't get the baddest bitch possible, being a Satanist, I'm tapping out. I'm not gonna go online talking about how much fucking Satan does for me, and my bitch looks like a horror movie. I'm not doing that shit. So that's what I'm talking about. Magic niggas. I'm not finna talk about how many fucking percents of the crescent moon matters and how motherfucking more powerful I can be if I just believed in the divine 13. Fuck that. Where's my stuff? And then all the niggas that do make it, you know, the made it niggas, all the niggas that do make it off the magic, they try to act like, repeat what I did. Been repeating what you did before you did it, my nigga. It didn't work. I ain't believing hard enough. That's crazy. That's crazy. I know more than you about this shit. Oh, I'm not applying it right. Okay, my knowledge. Okay, what do I got to do with my knowledge? What you do? Okay, I'm gonna try that. What you do? Okay, I'm gonna do that. Not exactly how you did it. Okay, do it my own way. Okay, do it my own way. I did that before. That didn't work. Okay, so do it a different way. Right. Okay, but do it the way. All right, do it the way you did it, but the way I got it. Okay, do it your way, but implement it the way from my perspective. Okay, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna try that. All right. This shit ain't working. That's what I'm saying. And then the niggas that make it tell you you're doing it wrong, that you got to do something different, but the same, but different, but the same, but different. Because it's the application, not the actual belief. That's the problem. So, I mean, keep believing. All right, I'm not here to change your mind. I'm just saying, I'm just pointing out the contradiction, the hypocrisy, the failure. You know, that was 1.0. Too many magic niggas, no concrete. That's why the education, academically, as far as the social problem is concerned, did not advance. The best we could do after 15 years of Black Manosphere is argue with a feminist on a stream about shit he don't care about. I mean, this nigga's relationship is the prime example of why we even have a social problem. And then more of these niggas are jumping out the woodwork. How many niggas thought Adam 22 was cool? There we go. Let's get to the meat of this shit. How many people thought Adam 22 was cool? Everybody liked Adam 22. Remember, everybody thought he was the cool boy. You know, former skater, tatted up to the neck. Another thing I want to address about, sorry, I'm on a tangent right now. I'm Edward Anderson like a motherfucker. So you got these niggas that wear alpha uniforms. Okay? Niggas wear alpha uniforms. Did you know that tattoos were reserved for niggas that did heroic shit? Did you know that? You know, back in the day, you know, if you a tribal motherfucker, you have to prove your manhood, then you can get a tattoo. You did something great, then you get a tattoo for doing alpha shit. You know, that's what tattoos were for. And it's a biological thing. That's why bitches are attracted to tattoos. Bitches love tattoos because it's a sign of masculinity. It's a sign of not just regular masculinity, but I did some shit masculinity. Shit, in order to get tatted up when you're in the Marines, you have to do something heroic. That's why Marines be super proud of a tat they got when they was over, you know, in deployment. Because it meant something. And when them niggas come back, yeah, they gonna show it off. Nigga, I did shit. But now, it's just aesthetic now. Tattoos nowadays means that I don't have to go work a 9 to 5. That's literally what it means. And then that translates into some type of alpha shit. But there are homeless and jobless niggas with tattoos. Do you know that you can just get one just because you want to? That's the problem with the whole album. So, you know, you got your boy Adam 22 with the, you know, tatted from the floor up, the alpha uniform where everybody think he cool. And meanwhile, you know, he's a fucking nerd white boy in disguise. This bitch is the best I can do relationship-wise. Relationship-wise. So let me repeat. Relationship-wise. This bitch is the best I can do relationship-wise. Not pussy-wise. You can get some hotter pussy. Relationship-wise, this is probably the best I'm gonna do. But she wants to fuck niggas for her birthday present. Anybody understand that? That's the shit I'm talking about, man. we not acknowledging the problem, and we not accepting no solutions. That's the issue. So, anyway, I guess, man, before I go, I'll just say, man, if you like, if I go on somebody's panel, please stop looking to get upset with me after I say a sentence or two. That doesn't even make any fucking sense, and it's proof that you're not even listening. You don't give a fuck. You're just looking for a fight. And I'm not trying to start a fight, but I am pointing out something. I'm pointing out a contradiction. You know, and again, it's the reason why your channels don't grow. It's the reason why niggas stop fucking with you after a while. Because if you are inconsistent, even the dumbest nigga on your panel is going to see that, and they're gonna be like, no. They're gonna tap the fuck out. It's just, it's because you will say, well, women are still going. Still going. You can't do that. You can't go, women are bad. Women are still going. Can't do that. You're gonna lose every fucking time. And I hope you niggas don't fall for the poly trap. I really do. I mean, but it's coming. It's coming. Like the poly trap is here, and I don't even know how you stop it. I mean, it's to the point now where we have some of the biggest figures in American history being hit over the head with the social problem in public, and all we can do is go, well, that won't happen to me. To that I say, good fucking luck, nigga. You know, cause you got it right. You figured it all out. You a smart nigga. You got all this information. I mean, you ain't red pill no more, cause we running away from that. But you know, you got the information you need to not, you know, be the goofy ass nigga that gets involved with a bitch that can, you know, ruin his life because, you know, your game's strong as a motherfucker. It's not like you know, I ain't trying to, you don't want to deal with a different bitch. You don't want to deal with somebody that's actually like maybe raised in a society with that type of thinking. You know, you don't want that, but you know, cause those are dirty for hoes. They foreign. You know, them hoes don't count. You know, cause you gotta go too far for that type of shit. You know. But anyway, I guess I'll end that with that, man. Good luck out there, niggas. You're gonna need a lot of it next year when it's fucking election fire up and these bitches get everything. Plus double standards. I'll repeat that. They're gonna get everything plus double standards. You know? Wait a minute. Hold on. My bad. Sorry. If y'all got shit to do, y'all can take off. But I did want to address this. It's important as fuck. Okay. So we was talking about, this is another thing we was talking about in the back chat. So, and this is one of the things where, again, if I stayed in the manosphere, if I would have stayed streaming for a long time, I would have just had the whole space. I'd have just been the fucking public enemy number one. So here's the deal. 2020, right? I had a stream up. It's still up. I was talking about policies and shit and how I was comparing the policies of the Republican and Democrat candidates. I don't really get on niggas about politics anymore because people are gonna do what they're gonna do. But I did want to address what it all means though. So I did that stream. Nobody really wanted to talk about it, but I was being very balanced and equal about how the policies worked and which ones were effective and which ones were not. That's exactly what I did. And I focused on like the economic part because what is each election about really? Remember, who knows the phrase, it's the economy, stupid? Anybody know that phrase? It's the economy, stupid? That's what every election is about, the economics, because you can't have a society without economics. You know, the money moves everything. So one of the things I want to address was the fact that let's look at that. So when you got people voting on racism, how does that? So think about how does that affect, like, say, the next generation? If you don't have kids, that's fine. You know, I get it. You know, you're gonna vote selfishly because you are a solo person. Now, if you have some type of vested interest in the future, then that's probably how your voting works, right? I mean, that's how every generation of voting public has ever done voting, based on their future. Even feminism does that. Even feminism votes on their future. They vote based on the outcome of their future, not right now. It seems like they're voting on what they want right now, and they are, but what they are really voting on is their future, which is why they keep changing the law. That's why they keep changing the law. So when people talk about how they'll try to involve like their beliefs in the youth and shit like that, there's no fucking possible way you can care about the future or the youth if you're voting their future away. You get me? If you vote for policies that say, well, we're going to keep taking away these male rights, by the time those kids grow up, or by the time that generation becomes of age to run shit, they won't have any fucking power to do anything. But the generation before them will say, well, I'm voting this way because it'll help the fucking youth. And the youth don't know no better. They don't fucking read. Them niggas is TikTokers. So think about it. That's all I want to say about that. No one gives a fuck. It's similarly how to all of the dating coaches and management people talk about how much they care about. They don't want men to kill themselves. Remember that shit? I mean, I'm just trying to keep men from doing this or going off the rails or killing themselves. No, you're not. You don't care. You weaponizing rhetoric to extract money out their pocket to keep the fucking hope fuels up. That's not the same as caring, and that's not caring if they kill themselves or not. Do you know? Did y'all know that the people that actually kill themselves are not the black pill people? And let's stop there's a conflation between black pill people and incels. I hate that shit, but incels are not black pill. They black pill. I would say they black pill insofar as like knowing what time it is out in the world, but they're blue pill by nature because what's fueling them is wanting bitch so bad that it affects their decision making to that degree. A black pill person, like being black pill, you understand and acknowledge the issue and you no longer have this red pill anger or rage about it. It's just, it's an acknowledgement, and then you move on. Then you can pretty much do what you're supposed to do, which is basically treating all of them like hoes. That's what you're supposed to do. Being like very fucking direct about it. You're supposed to be approaching every situation like you're dealing with a hoe, because you are. You really are. You approach every situation as if you are dealing with a hoe. Literally. I promise you, if you hear anything resembling some form of game or anything come out my motherfucking mouth, it would be this. Approach every situation as if you are dealing with a hoe. That don't mean jump out the fucking window and say how much, none of that. But assume that you're dealing with a hoe until she can prove otherwise. That's what you do. Because right now you don't got a choice. Assume that you are dealing with a hoe. So, anyway, yeah, Golden Eagle. If they're a black pill person that can't get past acceptance, they're not black pill. That's the whole point. The whole analogy for that pill was basically the acceptance. So blue, you believe the lie. Red, you just discovered the lie and you're pissed about it, but you can't unsee it. You can't go back. Black would be, okay, fuck it, I get it, and you move on. That's what you do. You don't do the whole, because alphas are not black pill. Like alphas are blue pilled as fuck. And now everybody bastardizing Sigma. All these Sigma niggas is out here now. You do understand that Sigma niggas have the ability to go to minimum levels of human interaction. If you're not willing to do that, your ass ain't Sigma. So, I mean, we should stop. We should nip that in the bud. Niggas need to stop saying how Sigma they are, because that's a fucking lie. You're not Sigma. If you ever met a Sigma, they're probably like in the woods or some shit, like the Unabomber. The Unabomber's a Sigma, but you're not. Anyway, that's all I got, man. I hope you niggas avoid the poly. That's all I'm gonna say. Have a good afternoon.